Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Director Watch, an AwardsWatch podcast that attempts to get inside the mind of cinema's greatest auteurs, explore what drives them, and maybe we go on a few unrelated tangents along the way. I'm Ryan McQuade, the executive editor here at AwardsWatch, and joining me, as always, is the best train conductor I know, my co-host, Jay Ledbetter.
Ryan, we've been dealing with a lot of melancholy so far in our Yasujirō Ozu series. Let's dive into deep sadness. That's what we're dealing with today. We're taking a new angle. This is a deeply sad film, correct? We're talking Tokyo Twilight.
Yeah, this is, from what I read, the saddest Ozu film. And I want to go on record. You picked the films of this series. So you picked the saddest movie on this series.
It was a very popular movie of his.
I mean, that is true, but you signed up for this because you chose this path.
Agreed. I'm glad I watched it. I think it's a great film.
Okay. Well, now you're just showing your hand.
Spoiling my thoughts on it.
There you go. Just putting it right out there. There it goes. Okay. I'm going to save my thoughts because I'm going to tease the audience. That's what you're supposed to do on a podcast. I'm just supposed to give it away.
There are some actors in here. Setsuko Hara. I'm not sure Ozu has ever worked with her before.
Yeah.
You know, there's so many
unfamiliar
faces here. Yeah,
exactly.
Although, I mean, the star of the film is relatively, certainly in this series, is new to this series. So that's exciting.
Can I first ask you before we get to our guest here for a second, Jay, how you're doing after last week's episode, which was emotional and very cathartic. Are you doing okay?
I'm doing great. What a lovely episode that was.
That was that
was only Kevin's second appearance on the pod,
and he emotionally destroyed us.
Went deep. Yeah.
Did you have to talk to anybody afterwards, or was the podcast good enough for you there? No therapy, no reconciling with your life?
This podcast is therapy. Yeah,
that is true.
I don't have any other outlets for things like that. This is it.
Well, I mean, you should just talk to somebody else other than me every week. You know that, right?
Oh, I live a life of solitude. I live sort of a Paul Schrader-esque life.
Oh my God. Well, then you have journals, and are you like tying down the chairs and like card counter style?
You know who loves Ozu?
What? Who?
Paul Schrader.
Paul Schrader. Is that serious?
I know we don't really talk about him anymore, but he loves Ozu. He wrote, a book that was basically a third about Ozu, and you see that still camera, and you think about late Paul Schrader. It's like, yeah,
we talk about Schrader all the time because the guy's got a new. Well, one, he has the greatest Facebook on the history,
something like that,
and then
he certainly has the most memorable, one of the most memorable Facebook profiles.
And then he's got a new movie coming out already, and he's going to be, and I mean. And you hang out with him every weekend, which is awesome. And, he's also going to be.
We could probably get him on the pod.
He's going to be in that Rebecca Miller.
I'm actually not kidding about that. We probably could. You probably could get him on the pod.
He's in that Rebecca Miller documentary about Scorsese.
Him and Scorsese certainly have a history.
Yeah, they made some movies. I guess
they made some movies together.
Hung out. Jay,
what is his next movie?
He's. Do you really want to know?
Yeah.
It's very topical. It's like about like a teacher and his student, and I think they have an affair, and it's got
that's probably a perfect thing for him to be making right now.
Exactly. It's like I think it's an erotic thriller. So
okay,
yeah. So don't quote me on that. But
I still haven't seen O Canada. Why haven't I seen that movie? I need to see that movie.
Nobody watched that because nobody saw that movie.
I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you can watch that after we do this show.
Blake Schrader is very good.
We're not alone on this episode. We have a guest. It's a first-time guest on Director Watch.
We love a first-time guest.
We love a first-time guest. We love them to dive in, especially to a pretty depressing film or interesting film, that's for sure. He's the senior editor of film and entertainment over at Parade, Matthew Huff. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Director Watch.
I'm sure that the audience is very upset that I'm not Paul Schrader. Another first-time guest, possibly, but
have you ever perused his Facebook account?
I have, and I've also seen O Canada, which I hated. And
Mm.
I saw it at New York Film Fest last year, and there was a protest in the middle of it. So like they had to like these people got up on stage and they had a banner and they were shouting and then we had to
Oh
stop the
my
movie.
Wait, a
God.
protest about the movie? Was that a writer strike thing?
It was
No.
a it was a climate change protest, I believe, that
Oh, I
had
do
nothing to
remember
do
that
with
actually.
the movie. They just like
Yeah.
wanted the
That's the one you go
audience.
to? Oh, Canada?
And they came out and they were like, "We love movies. We're not trying to interrupt anything, but like
Clearly.
the planet's dying." And then you know the Lincoln Center crowd was like, "Well, it doesn't sound like you like movies. You're interrupting us in the middle of this one." It's like, okay, everybody, like let's calm
That's how
down.
a typical New Yorker sounds, by the way, just right
Right.
there.
Hmm. Hmm.
Oscar the Grouch is based on typical New Yorker, so
Well, I mean, I guess they were making that statement because Schrader made First Reformed, I guess.
I think it had nothing to do with the movie. I think they were just
Well, it
It
has
was
nothing to
purely
do with
just
that
the
movie.
timing
yes,
when everyone
yes.
could show up.
Hmm.
Yeah, and they're like, you know what? We can do
I
Thursday. Well,
slept
Oh
in today.
Canada
I'm
is
sorry.
playing that day. Yeah, exactly. Like, can you imagine the text thread of like, I can't do Wednesday? Well, that's the movie that actually is about climate change. No, I got to do. Well, Canada's better, I guess. They got health care. We can tie into that. And then
Wait,
that's
did
not what
you
that movie
see
is
it,
about at all.
Ryan?
Oh yeah,
Did you see O Canada?
I have
Where
seen it.
Jacob Elordi pretends to be gay to get out of the draft or to yeah, to
Yeah,
draft dodge?
yeah, and he has like,
I mean,
so I did actually like I
he's
had
so
an
tall. He's too tall to be in the
so
military.
I actually it was in LA when I saw it because I had a screener for it and I had the opportunity to sit down with Schrader and I didn't publish the interview because the audio sounded so bad and
You couldn't
and
even transcribe it.
no he couldn't and also he sounds very sick
Oh,
He's a hard guy to understand. He's got a
because of it
very
he had COVID and
he had
you know
really bad breathing
really bad
problems.
breathing
Yeah.
COVID and everything so like it was really tough to like get a lot of good
He was on
like
an oxygen tank for a while.
yeah, and so like I sidelined the interview. I thought that it was like a great choice, but like I had like 35 minutes with him, which was
So
because
what
what
do the
doesn't
promoters say when you're like, "Oh, we're not publishing that?"
they didn't say anything because nobody remembered that movie, and they
Because
probably didn't even remember that they worked on it.
because
And the thing,
you're one of like 70 and they didn't follow up.
no, I think it was that everybody got the same interview. Like that was the thing I started
Mhm.
realizing too. Like I'm going to release this interview, and I was reading everybody was talking about like Jacob Elordi and nudity, and working with Richard
Schrader can
Gere
be such a
since
good interview. You can ask Schrader about
you
anything.
can. I did have some great moments with
That's why he would
him.
be a great guest on this podcast.
Well, if some recent stuff in the news didn't happen with him and in his
Yeah,
personal life,
he's in an
then
interesting place.
maybe one day it would have happened, but
Remember how good First
not the case.
Reformed is? What a
But
masterpiece.
he did tell me one thing, which was like he was talking a lot about because he's still close with Scorsese, and he was talking about how much Killers of the Flower Moon took out of Marty, and it was really sad. And he also talked about like his wife and losing her, and so there was some like interesting moments in that. But overall, like yeah, it was like it was a hard interview to pass on, but nonetheless, we're here to talk about Tokyo Twilight. We're not here to
Mhm.
talk about Paul Schrader anymore, thank God. And
He'll probably be brought up half a dozen
no,
more times.
do not do that. No, we do not need that to be a running bet on this episode. Thank you very much. Matt,
yes.
Ozu, I
Hmm.
asked you to come on this podcast because I wanted people that like Ozu is familiar with Ozu. Our past guest, it was the literally the only Ozu film they had seen was Tokyo Story. So I'm curious about your because I know you watch a lot of movies and I know you watch a lot of different movies. You don't just watch the same thing, which is great because I think a lot of people usually in our field watch the same fucking movie over and over again. Your relationship with Ozu and what you like about him as a director.
Yeah, yeah, I'm not really a film rewatcher too much. Like I will if I haven't seen it in a while, but I'm not like if I see something in theaters, it's very rare that I'll like go see it again right away. But I was I was going on a vacation to Japan to run the Tokyo Marathon like 4 years ago, I guess. And I was like, okay, I should watch a bunch of Japanese movies before I go. to sort of get me in the vibe and teach me about the culture and history and everything. And so I looked up lists of like great Japanese classics and ended up watching, yeah, a lot of Ozu movies. So I had seen Late Spring and Tokyo Story and An Autumn Afternoon, and I had not seen this one. But yeah, I just love how sort of, I guess, like quiet his stories are. They're just like these little family dramas, and a lot of times there's not even really that much sort of drama going on. It's just, it's like a Jane Austen novel if that was less funny and set in Japan. And yeah, I was just very sort of taken with the stories that he's telling about these like very delicate familial relations. And yeah, so when you asked me to come on the podcast, I was like, oh, well, of course, I would love to. Give me whichever movie, nobody else has seen. Like I'm happy to watch something new. And to get this chipper, fun comedy as a movie was just such a delight.
Sometimes when I
What
when
a
I
breeze.
I ask guests, I'm like, hey, do you wanna come on, and maybe it's a movie that they haven't had a relationship with. So I think it's happened twice now. You're the second person that's happened because we kind of had that happen, not by our part, but by the other guest part when we did Song to Song, Jay, and during the Malik series.
I actually think that's one of our great episodes.
It truly is because the Screen Draft guys, Ryan and Clay had basically Ryan had never seen Song to Song and he loved it. So like and Clay loved it. So he was like forcing his co-hosts while they were guesting on our show to see a movie for the first time, and
Mhm.
then
A very challenging.
a very challenging, weird film,
Yes.
and then not liking it and having to face the reality of said inside baseball decision. So it was such a wild choice, and then
But then
you're
also because they were so familiar with each other, they were so willing to challenge each other on
yeah,
why they thought the way they did about the film. It was one of our most uh, combative episodes,
but
which
funny episodes.
it's
Yeah.
rare that we have that kind of episode because Ryan and
Well,
I agree pretty frequently, I think.
no, we don't. I'm just kidding. It's,
I think
it was the right joke to make at the right time.
the other combative episode was closer
I think
because
so, but
I
I
hate that movie.
The Natalie Portman
yeah,
closure?
because we
Yeah.
did a Mike
Yes.
Nichols series earlier this year, and he
Mm.
didn't like it, and I think that movie is very interesting, and I think it's also a very that's a very mean film. But
I love Mean.
here's the thing, Jay.
Hmm.
Matt and I are good friends,
Hmm.
and but Matt and I's film tastes don't always align,
Sure.
and so when he said pick one for me, I
Okay,
went,
here we go.
fuck,
Did you
because
know?
did you know that I have never seen an
Yeah, yeah.
Ozu
Did you know
film?
the reputation of this movie when you picked it?
When me or
Yeah,
him?
you,
No,
you, Ryan. Yeah, yeah. I didn't know anything
I
about
had
it.
no fucking idea. I just thought it looked good on the schedule.
Hmm.
So
It was
so
open.
and I just wanted him on the show. So
It's kind of like in The Strangers when they say, "Why are you doing this?" and they say, "Because you were home."
and
Why
so
are why are you doing this episode,
because
Matt?
Matt said
Because it was
sure.
open.
It was
Yeah.
open. I
It
was
was
available. Paul Schrader said no, and I said sure. I guess I'll do it.
man.
Schrader is coming on soon,
To
though.
be choice B on this episode, let me tell you. But so I was nervous about this afternoon when I was putting it on because you texted me, I have notes, which I'm like, shit. But then I went to Letterboxd and I was like, okay, well, maybe it'll be good notes. And then I watched it, and we'll get into my thoughts here in a minute. But Matt, this was a first time watch for you.
Yes.
And I know that we've been kind of teasing what this movie is. What are your thoughts on Tokyo Twilight?
I mean, I feel like enjoy is maybe a strong word because this is such a sad, sort of somber movie. It's really about a family where sort of everyone is kind of miserable in a different way and they're all circling each other. Um, and it's a bit melodramatic. So about halfway through, I was kind of like, okay, this is like maybe there's a reason why this one is sort of less popular than some of the others because it feels a little bit more. I don't know, yeah, like melodramatic, but I really loved the ending and thought it all like tied together really well. And yeah, I enjoyed it like for as much as it can be enjoyed. I also randomly I moved apartments like 2 weeks ago, and my internet in my apartment was not set up until this morning. And so over the weekend, I was like, okay, I have to watch this movie. I feel like I probably don't want to watch it on my phone. So I was like, okay, which one of my friends can I get to? Can I invite myself over to their apartment and convince them
No.
to watch this 2.5 hour long Japanese movie with me? So I asked my friend Carl, who I think
I love
Ryan
Carl.
knows.
Yeah.
Yes, Carl is great. And I was like, okay, how do you feel about me co-opting your apartment? And so we watched it, which I think made it a slightly more enjoyable experience because, we could
Talk about
kind
it.
of yeah, like there's so many like weird side characters and like gossipy kind of bits in this
Hmm.
movie that I think that was fun to watch with somebody else. So it was a positive experience. Although then
It's
Carl
a
was
delight.
crying a lot at the end. So I was
Yeah.
like,
It's a very
yes.
affecting film.
Yeah. J Dog.
That train scene, my gosh.
Yeah. Talk about train dreams coming this soon
Mm.
to Netflix. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying, Jay?
Bullet Train.
Bullet Train. Jay, do you know the movie Train
Remember
Dreams
that
that are
movie?
coming out?
Nope.
Yeah. It's coming this fall.
Dude,
Netflix.
I know so little about what is coming out soon.
That's terrible. You should be in
I
the
have I
know.
have I have changed so
You have
much
like
in
a
the last
phone,
like
right?
3 to
Like you
4
have like
years.
internet.
I hate trailer. I'm very anti-trailer
You
now.
don't have to do trailers. You can just like Google. Like
I don't know. When is the Malik Jesus movie coming out?
it ain't coming out this year.
Come on. Malik, what are you doing?
He's not going to ever give that to you.
What a
And you know it.
slacker.
You can just watch The Chosen. There's 6 seasons, I believe, available.
If I don't get the Malik
Is
Jesus
it
movie
sad that
in the
we're
next like 3 years, I might quit the podcast.
no, you're not going to quit the podcast. You
I'm
love
quitting
doing
the podcast.
nope. You love doing the show more than you
I'm
love
putting
that.
it on the table now. If Malik's movie does not come out by 2029, I am quitting the podcast.
Well,
It has to come out by then, right?
it'll be out by
Like,
yeah, it'll be out by the end of the decade. That's for
I'm
sure.
like,
I'm
when
giving him
was his
some
last
I'm giving him
movie
some
come
leeway.
out?
Hidden Life
2019.
was 2019. Yeah.
Yeah, that's with the people in the mountains. That's that one,
People,
yes?
yeah, it's about the people
Yes.
in the
Hmm.
mountains. Yeah.
I
That's
like
how
how
I would
you did that.
describe
The
that
people
film.
in the mountains with the
Mountains.
Nazis. Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah. Um,
The people in the mountains.
you know what's crazy is you're gonna get two Passion of the Christ sequels probably before that Malik movie.
They're doing 2 Passion of the Christ sequels?
Yeah, they are.
Oh.
He is risen and he's risen again for blood.
Well,
It
he
is just
rose in the first one.
Yeah.
So
Well, I hear
they
he
literally made that joke in Family Guy, Passion of the Christ 2, like Christ Harder or whatever it's called.
yeah, well, in this one he's gonna fight vampires alongside Abraham Lincoln.
I mean, that
So
sounds pretty good.
I often think about Jesus Uncrossed, the SNL spoof of the
which
Django Unchained with Jesus. It's incredible.
I have to
So
say this.
plugging that.
I've always said this about that SNL night with Christoph Waltz. I think that's what won him the Oscar. The second one. Because everybody
That
else
is a weird Oscar.
because
Jesus
every
Uncrossed.
no, because like he was on SNL during the, like around the voting and
Uh-huh.
people had like he did such a great job hosting and everybody else in that category had won an Oscar already. Alan Arkin, Tommy Lee Jones, Philip
So would
Seymour
he.
Hoffman. Yeah, and him and
So it's like a level playing field.
yeah, it was a very level playing. Oh, and Robert De Niro. So everybody had already won one. It was a pretty level playing field.
God, that is heinous that he beat Philip Seymour Hoffman in The Master. Oh my God.
Well, he shouldn't have even been nominated for Django Unchained. It should have been Leo. Like that's what
That
Yes.
agreed with that.
that should have been, or
He
Samuel L.
cut his
Jackson.
hand on the set.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
But Philip
bled
Seymour
for
Hoffman in
it.
The Master. Good
well, yeah,
grief.
Philip Seymour Hoffman should have like 4 Oscars.
Also,
It's-
Waltz is the lead in that movie.
yeah, well, co-lead,
Totally.
co-lead, yeah, for sure. But
Tommy Lee Jones also great in Lincoln.
he's very good in Lincoln. Lincoln's a very.
I think
good
Robert De
movie.
Niro is actually really good in Silver Linings.
It's a not a bad lineup. Even Arkin's like good comedic.
Arkin is
relief
good.
in
It's
Argo.
kind of like fluff, but he's really good.
Yeah,
in that
it's
role.
because Alan Arkin good at his job.
He can deliver
Anyway,
a
Jay,
sarcastic line.
your thoughts on
Yeah.
Tokyo Twilight because
Tokyo
you're
Twilight.
stalling. Yeah,
I don't know that I am stalling, but I think this movie is great. I think it is a often a very hard watch. It is long, and honestly, it feels long, but in sort of a good way. It is a little bit of a grueling film, but I don't think it is completely miserable. I think it is really full of, felt familial love and an underlying sense of humanity, which is kind of what Ozu does. Never, rarely, sometimes, always in 1950s Japan. That's what we're dealing with here. It is, I think, an incredibly well performed film. It is, Ryan, I will say this. Having done all of these Ozu movies in a row, and I might have brought this up already, there are so many similarities between all of them from a formal perspective. It does get a little difficult to say, well, the craft is incredible. He puts the camera in the same place every time, and it gives this very fixed perspective on the story. But then he just does it over and over again. And
I think
you
you
could
compared it to like Wes Anderson in a way.
I did say it's sort of like people say Wes Anderson's movies feel sort of
Yeah, like
repetitive
it's
and dollhousey. They
yeah.
don't feel, these films don't feel dollhousey,
No, but they
but
have a
he has a
set
perspective,
structure.
he has a
Yeah.
style
Yeah.
that he abides to. And he's doing it again here. But what is different from this film than we've covered, the three other films that we've covered so far are his unofficial trilogy of marriage movies, really is what they are. This film is deeply, deeply sad, just unrelentingly sad to a certain point, while not being miserable. I do not find it to be a miserable film, but I certainly find it to be deeply sad, and it's a film that does kind of dig into you over the course of its runtime. And I don't know. I was extremely moved by it. I think the characters are so well realized. I think there are some genuine plot twists that are kind of exciting, and it it just really got under my skin in a way that it gives you goosebumps at times. We'll get into kind of more details, and it is kind of that languid pace that gives you those goosebumps, which seems antithetical to the excitement of getting goosebumps, but that's really what it is. It kind of lulls you into a sense of comfort and then surprises you. And that's kind of the Ozu magic. There are certainly some, you could say, the kind of ideas of this film are sort of maybe a little outdated, a little conservative. But this is a movie that's 70 years old. So you have to a little bit graded on a curve, but also I still think it sort of holds up in that regard to a certain extent. And we can talk about this film's, not necessarily politics is the wrong word for what this film is doing, but it's kind of ideas on family and
It's cultural,
pregnancy and
you know.
things of that nature. There's a lot of stuff to dig into there, and there's a lot of stuff to dig into with this movie. I think it's a great film that has all the trademarks of Ozu, but is unique in its deep, deep sadness.
Yeah, I mean, we talked a lot last week with Tokyo Story. This is like as we've gotten on in this series, the films have become, I think, like the director himself, post-war, more modern. And they're talking about heavier things. And
Hmm.
he's building an audience up, I think, to talk about these very human things that you find at the center of this. And I think, one's identity about wanting to be married or what's best for one's child is another thing. But last week, Jay, when we talked about Tokyo Story, we talked a lot about harsh realities of a generation seeing their fruit out in the wild and how necessarily they are forgotten about and how very sad and melancholy and truly painful it is in terms of our own memories to watch a movie
It's
like
all
that.
about
It's
separated families, even this
yeah,
film,
and
almost
this
especially
and
this film.
especially this one because this is about what if the family is literally separated.
But they were literally, but they were brought together in the beginning because of this abusive marriage.
Yeah,
But then, under the guise of coming back together, it results in their
demise.
ultimate tragic separation in this
Yeah.
movie. Yeah.
And it's a
It's
little bit
heavy
of
stuff.
the past catching up with the future, and for some people there's no fixing that. That story, that path was sadly built the way it was. And I think that then like the final moments of this movie are really sad.
Oh my
It's
God, it's
it's
so sad.
beyond sad watching this damn thing because Matt, to your point, he's so patient as a filmmaker and he understands how to start and get you all the way to the end.
You see them making their bad decisions in slow motion.
Yeah, you really do. But you also see like these these bad decisions are generational. A father and a mother separating to the point where the children, yeah, this is like, and it's also the way he does it because we've, I mean, like, not to say it's the same thing, but like you can make a different tonal version of this. I mean, for God's sakes, we've talked about the worst parents maybe in cinema history. Jay, are the parents from The Parent Trap when we talked about
Parent
Nancy.
Trap, Home Alone.
Home Alone,
Yeah,
like
that's
just
kind of
truly diabolical American parents,
this is
right?
sort of this is sort of Ozu's Parent Trap.
I was gonna say it kind of. I mean, these two girls are really taken by the tragic decisions by
It is interesting
the
when they say,
parents.
"Let's get together." Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's when they're doing their secret handshake. It's weird when they go to the camp sequence alone in this movie. But no, I just also think too it's interesting because when we've watched other films with Ozu, we really, I don't think, have seen so far this. Not only just, we've seen a lot of the dynamic between children and parents, but this is really the first time we've seen it between, honestly, siblings, like real siblings in terms of like a very close relationship. And they're mostly tied together here through their tragedies of their own personal lives that's going on right now. And they don't have somebody to springboard off of each other. They're very quiet figures on their own. And
And they've also sort of led different lives because one
exactly.
is younger than the other, and
One's a little bit
the
older and
older
they've,
sister knew the mother, has memories of the mother.
knows of the situation. So it's there's an innocence on one side and a harsh reality of this.
It's sort of reminiscent of the film Mufasa, where that film is all about I
Don't
always wanted a brother.
God damn it.
This one was I always wanted
he's
a mother.
he's been wanting to do this bit all day. Matt and I was listening to him sing this
I'm
off
glad he
mic.
got it in though.
I'm glad.
It
Yeah.
needed to come in.
No, I'm not
I
glad.
always
I'm
wanted
not.
a mother.
Stop it now, you fool.
Remember Mufasa?
Yeah, it made like,
I'll tell you who does the world.
I mean, it made like a crap ton of money.
Made a lot of money, and then it disappeared from existence.
I think I got a notification because I get a notification for like physical media updates on like when things are getting sold and stuff.
Oh,
I saw one today. Well, I get them just off Twitter. It's not like
Is there a
It's on
4K
DVD?
of
there is a
Mufasa?
yeah. It was like a you can get it on Amazon right now. Time of recording for like $20 on 4K.
Disney is an enemy of physical media.
They
are
I'm
the
you know what?
worst.
Fuck it. I'll call them out. Yeah, they are. They really fucking are.
They are. They're terrible about
They
it.
really are
They do
because
bad. They do bad restorations. They don't prioritize it whatsoever, which
I
I don't necessarily blame them for from a business perspective. But
Listen.
God, just take some pride in the product that you're putting out there.
they're the only studio that when I review films for my physical media article that I release every Monday, they're the only ones not to participate. Says a lot about them.
Oh, they don't send you
They rather send
preview
digital.
copies.
They want to send digital preview copies, not actual
That,
physical media, and it
that just turns into a review of the movie because that doesn't apply to the thing that you're trying to
It
review.
renders exactly the point of it useless because it's about physical media, not about seeing the movie.
crazy.
I know.
And
They-
it feels like Disney should be the one that's like the most into physical media in some ways because it's like,
Well, they have the vault.
well, yes, I was gonna say with the vault, and then with like kids, it's like you want like they want something, it's like when I was a kid, I wanted like something to like hold on to and stuff. Like I'd be like carting those VHSs around.
You want to talk about that?
As the father of a 3-year-old, Disney Plus has just a chokehold on American toddlers.
What was it? Okay, so Well, I'll save that for final
They
thoughts
just
'cause
came out with Mickey
I'll
Mouse
circle back to
Clubhouse
this.
Plus.
What? What are you talking about?
There's a show called Mickey Mouse Clubhouse Plus.
What? Why isn't it?
It
Why
is a
is the
new
plus necessary?
iteration. I
Oh,
don't
okay.
know. They got to put plus on it.
Okay.
I'll give them credit for this. It is much more pleasing to the eye than the original Mickey Mouse
They're
Clubhouse.
getting rid of Hulu, right? Didn't you guys see that? That they're getting
No,
rid
they're
of Hulu?
getting rid of. Isn't
It's
it the
combining.
or yeah,
They're
yeah,
combining,
they're
right?
yeah.
Well, yeah, they're
they've
combining.
already sort of done that, but
But they're just
Yeah.
getting rid of the platform.
now I
Hulu's
guess
platform.
you can't have one without the other.
I
So
guess.
really, they screwed over the Lizzie McGuire reboot for nothing.
Oh,
Is that still going
we
on?
should have had that Lizzie McGuire.
No,
reboot.
they started to make it, and then
What
for
happened?
Disney Plus, and then they were like, "Oh no, Disney
I knew
Plus
we
is
were
for
gonna get
kids.
here in the
This
Tokyo
is like
Twilight
an
episode.
adult show. We need to get rid of it." And so they got rid of it.
Oh,
and now
that
it's
was
like,
right. Yeah, because they were like,
now
this
it's
show's
like,
too grown up. Yeah.
Right. Now Hulu and Disney Plus are the same thing. So even if they had put it on Hulu, it would have come on Disney Plus anyway. So I'm like, you really
Which of these sisters
pissed
do you
me
think
off
would have
for
been
no reason.
into Lizzie McGuire?
Oh,
the
man.
younger one.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You think so?
Akiko.
Yes.
Yeah,
Akiko.
Akiko.
Can I say one thing and then we'll move past this very quickly?
You sure? Because you love
I mean,
a fucking
very,
tangent.
very quickly.
Very
Like
quickly.
I'm gonna say it
45
fast
minutes
so
later.
that most people don't even hear me say it. Hillary Duff, important person.
Oh,
Tokyo
you know what?
Twilight.
That's a good
No,
point. Hang
Ryan,
on, I gotta
enough.
ask Matt.
Wait,
Hey.
important person? Is that what you
Okay.
said?
Yes, this is
Yes.
important to also have other people's perspectives. Jay Ledbetter. So
I said I wanted to fly by this very
no,
quickly.
you can't do it.
You're
opened
Ozuing this. You're drawing it out.
exactly. It's
All
it's part of the tapestry. We're in the mahjong
Of
section
a
of the
piece.
podcast.
All right.
Matt,
Yes.
on this show, we don't usually like to sexualize people in such a way,
don't
but we like to.
objectify people in
We don't
that
objectify
way.
people. We like to just
Yes.
call them very important people to us.
Ah, yes. Okay.
And so I ask anyone that's new or hasn't been asked this or has been on before but hasn't truly had this question asked to them.
Okay.
Matthew Huff, who is an important person for you?
Oh, I mean, I feel like it must be Jonathan Bailey, star of your favorite movie, Wicked.
Jurassic
I-
Park. What was the new one called?
Rebirth?
Reloaded? I don't
Yeah,
know.
Jurassic Park Reloaded.
Remember when Neo and the Trinity just jumped on the back of the
that was bad.
Velociraptor?
And he looked great in the stills, I will say. And then he was doing an American accent in the movie, and it really lost a lot
I've not
of
seen the film.
A lot of the pizzazz that's
Can
there.
I
But
can I say one thing about Wicked that I don't like?
Oh
And
my
it-
God.
And it includes Jonathan Bailey.
And then we'll get Matt's rebuttal.
Yeah, and
Yes.
then you can get my rebuttal.
Mm-hmm.
He's just too old for that part.
oh well, I feel like
Isn't
I've
everyone in the
given
movie
up
too
And
on-
I
old
just
for their
don't
part?
and I just don't buy that he would kiss those girls. Because he would kiss Bowen or he would kiss somebody else.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I think
So
that
you're
I mean, but
bringing-
he's so flirty in that movie that I feel like he's like sort of flirting with everybody at all
Yeah.
times.
He's a very handsome man.
Yeah,
Yes, he is. It's just
I
tough to
feel
watch fellow travelers and then watch Wicked. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because that's the Jonathan Bailey I want.
Yes, and he is good in that show as well.
Yeah.
The problem, I feel like if I allow myself to get concerned about how old people look in movies, I'm going to like go
I
crazy.
usually
So I
don't,
just
but
try
there's
to-
there's something about that. I don't
No,
know.
it's because you already dislike that movie, so you're trying to find
No, it's 'cause they are-
more ammunition
That's
for
not true.
disliking
It
that
just
movie.
it just is weird to see like 40-year-olds play like people that are in college or whatever. It's weird. So
But Hilary
oh.
Duff is a great choice, I will say.
like
I think
Grease.
she's gorgeous. So
Well, Jay's number one is
Rebecca Ferguson.
Rebecca Ferguson.
oh, and she's also great. Yes.
Yeah, and then I
Mm-hmm.
mean like I get to pick from both, so that's great.
Mm.
That's great for me. So
Mm-hmm.
I could like you get like a Monica Barbaro and Andrew Garfield feel really good for me, and they're
Oh,
both
yes.
together. So this is like my kind of dream.
Monica Barbaro.
Yeah, I mean, but then I like Andrew Garfield.
Wouldn't mind getting a cut from that
No,
Barber.
no. That was real rough. For
How many
you,
good
wasn't it?
Jurassic Park movies are there?
One.
I think there's one. Yeah. We're
I
one
would
for
say, I would say
7.
two.
Which
I
one?
like Jurassic
Where you
Park
going?
3. I
Three?
think it's
Three
like,
is
Oh.
kind of pulpy fun.
Alan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Lost
you like
World,
yeah.
Lost World has
3 is
stuff
just
in it.
goofy. It's like it's campy. I like
Those
it.
those first 3 had fun. These new ones suck.
Yeah.
These are just made to make money.
God, the worlds are so bad.
They're so awful.
They're so bad. I do
Matt,
like
do you-
Jimmy Buffett though.
Rest in peace. Matt, anybody else that you deem important?
Oh, okay, let me think about this. I mean, I'm sure there are many. Logan Lerman. Yes.
Yeah, he's having this little resurgence with Oh
Hmm.
Hi right now, right?
Yes, I did
Seems
love
just a
Oh
really
Hi.
charming boy.
Andrew
Yeah,
Garfield, I think, is
yeah,
also a very good choice.
yeah,
He's always so lovely. Um, yeah, and secretly British, you know?
yeah.
So there's a plus
Secret
there
Brit.
too.
Secret Brit.
Oh
Brit?
Hi is a movie about Cleveland.
No, no.
Yes,
Oh
but
hi, no. How about that?
Oh, okay, all
it
right.
is sort of confusing that I was also sort of confused by that sort of title and how it
He's
Hmm.
plays
not.
out in the
He's
movie,
not
but
seen it. He was just being a sarcastic jerk there,
no,
Matt.
but
But
Love a title that has
also am
punctuation in it,
confusing.
though.
oh yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
So say it. Say it.
Terrible for search engine
Say it.
optimization,
Say it
but
though. How you would. How the title reads out in real life. Say it.
oh, hi.
There you go. See, that's been. See,
Oh,
that's actually.
hi.
It's better for podcasts, honestly.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh,
But
hi.
Matt, where are you at with Pedro Pascal?
Oh, this is
As an
a
actor or as an
great.
important person?
Kind
Mm.
of both.
I loved him on Game of Thrones, and then his
So good in Game
skull
of
was
Thrones.
crushed in. I
Mhm.
don't watch The Last of
Last of
Us.
Us.
I
Hmm.
hated the
I don't
Wonder
either.
Woman movie he was in.
That's fair.
I
Um,
kind of liked it.
You do. You
yeah,
would.
I feel like
Thought he
he's a
was good.
good actor. I sort of don't know how he. I feel like maybe this is a weird analogy. I sort of feel like he's kind of a little bit like Dubai chocolate, where I was like, it all of a sudden it was so popular, and I was like I missed the sort of like build up stage of this. Like he was in nothing. He was like one person in
Yeah,
a
it was
branch
a,
of
but
Game of
that
Thrones,
is a
and then he was
valid
That is
everything.
point.
a great
That yeah,
fucking comparison.
he seems like a plant, an
Yeah.
industry
Yeah.
plant.
But
So
also,
I like he seems like a genuinely like lovely human being,
yeah.
and I don't think he's a bad actor, but I think he's in a bunch of sort of weird projects that are not maybe serving him well,
It's
aside
interest.
from making money.
It's interesting that he's not the lead really in any of these things.
Fantastic Four.
He's not the lead in that movie.
I haven't seen it.
I would
Who's
say,
the lead in Fantastic Four?
it's more Vanessa Kirby.
Galactus.
Yeah, well, Galactus. She's all hanging out, in that thing. No, I would say it's
I know
Vanessa
there's a lot
Kirby.
of baby stuff in it.
Yeah, I
Oh
think you're
yeah.
gonna. I think you're
Is
gonna.
it any good?
I liked it. I thought it was
Okay.
okay. I mean,
It's
given like the Marvel, shit that we usually get, it was actually pretty good.
Yeah, they're in a little bit of a lull.
It's
Fantastic Four did
short. It's
not do
short
well
too.
though, did it?
No,
Yeah.
but it's also short. It's not under 2 hours, so you'll have a good time.
How are we feeling? Did Superman do well? Are we feeling
It's the
like that?
highest grossing domestic Superman ever. I think it's done fine enough. I think
it's
it's.
I
funny.
don't get to keep doing his thing.
I like that movie.
I like that movie a good bit.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
that's my favorite superhero movie in a minute.
Matt, do you think that Jay looks like David Cornsweet?
Oh yeah,
Mm.
I would say kind of.
Yeah.
If you like kind of cross your eyes
Just
and
just squint
yeah,
a little bit. Yeah.
I mean,
You've
he's got
right
the
there.
glasses on right now, so I feel like
that
that,
is true.
adds to
He's a little
the
Clark Kent.
allure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like,
Mhm.
where's
Mhm.
Jay?
Let me
You
go. Let
know?
me.
Right.
I mean, it's not like not, but
It's not
Yeah.
there.
I
You
have
gotta
had
be
people
jacked a little bit
just.
though.
I know. I gotta. Like
He's got a
legitimately.
stubble too. He's got a beard. You got to get that going as well.
I can't do that. That's the problem.
You can't
And
grow a beard?
legitimate. No, I can't. I can't. I can get like the
Mm,
goatee. I can't get anything on the sides here. My dad can't. My
God,
brother
that's got to
can't.
be
We
frustrating
can't.
for
Yeah.
you.
No,
You know?
don't care. Don't care. But I did legitimately watch that film and be like, this guy looks enough like me that I really want to get in better shape. That was
Mm.
sort of my thoughts watching the movie. I was like, man, this is like the better version of me. I'm Kirkland David Corn Sweat
But
at
that's a
best.
good product to be Kirkland of. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's
it's
like the
better than
Kirkland
being.
vodka. It's like okay, we like it's
I
good in
could be
all
Kirkland
forms.
Clint Howard, you know.
Kirkland's actually not bad over at Costco. It's like when you get to the Walmart brands, is really like knockoff brands. Is when that
What
doesn't.
members mark?
Members Mark. That
Yeah.
would be the fact that we know this shit. It's what is
Hmm.
wrong with this? Anyway,
I'm a Sam's Club member, not a Costco member. Just
you're.
purely out of convenience. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say like, but
I've got a Sam's
but
Club
Costco,
closer to me than a
but
Costco.
Costco's got the greatest deal of all time.
What is that? Their
Unfortunately, we don't
pizza?
have either.
Wait, it's a hot dog and a
A hot
drink for a
dog.
dollar
Yeah.
fifty, baby.
Well, honestly, Sam's Club has basically
It's
replicated all
seven
of
hot
that.
dogs and a bowl of water
There you
for
go.
Yeah.
And you've got yourself a night with Aunt
Weapons. This is a
Gladys.
pro weapons podcast. Just want to
Well,
put that on record.
well,
We're
the
not going to
movie
go into
weapons,
it.
not actual physical weapons.
Um,
No, we're not going to put that out there. We're not going to. Okay, you both want to put that out there in the
what's
world
your
for us?
favorite weapon?
God
a
damn it.
mace, obviously.
I like the little axe that Isabelle Huppert throws an L or has an L.
Oh.
Yeah.
I say words.
Well, the
Oh.
pen is mightier than the
Oh
sword.
my
and,
God. What
you're
a.
always saying that.
I really want to punch you in the face for saying that right now. Like, that is one of the dumbest. Like, that's such a sophomore in college at a party with the most insufferable person answer you could have said right
I
there.
think words.
Words, bro. Anyway,
Words are my favorite weapon.
let's have some of this papaya. You
The
know?
English language is my favorite.
Anyway.
weapon.
Where were you going to college?
And
they
honestly,
had
I think the
papaya?
strongest-
I don't know.
the
Wherever this
strongest
guy
weapon.
is saying words and meanings, he's probably going to play hacky sack with me at the end of this episode. So bring out those puka shows, right, Jay? Oh,
Yeah, that was a
I
low
shouldn't
point
have.
in
That
my-
was a low point in your life.
Where do they grow papaya?
God damn it! This show just goes on so many
Southern
interesting
Mexico,
places.
Central America.
There you go. All right, I'll bring it over next time.
I
Tokyo
love a papaya.
Twilight. You were going to
Yeah.
make a point about this.
Oh, India produces
Okay.
38% of the world's supply of papaya.
Well, there you go. Anyway, talk about the movie. Jay. Oh no,
Is he frozen? No. Yes?
Jay, you froze.
India produces 38% of the world's papaya.
Jay, talk about the movie.
Yeah, the film. Yes, I think the film looks great. I do think when you compare it to the films that we have covered so far in this series, there's a lot more locations. It feels like a slightly bigger movie than the ones that we've covered. That doesn't necessarily mean better, but there is a little bit of camera movement in this movie. There's he's trying some things that he maybe hasn't quite as much to this point in our series. It's still, he's not exactly out here doing the Copacabana sequence from Goodfellas, but he is experimenting in his way with the camera ever so slightly, which makes those moments of anything slightly different so impactful. He moves the camera right 6 inches, and you're leaning up in your seat. You're like, what is this thing that he's learned how to do? But it is that stasis, it is that patience that makes his films so powerful in an odd, unique way. But it's also the dialogue that I think is just so potent and powerful. Every 15 minutes there will be some line where it's just, that's poetry. It's, and even through translation, it is poetry. I think that is one of the great powers of Ozu. And when you look at what this film is talking about, I mean, seriously, an abortion drama from the 50s that wasn't happening
in Japan.
in Japan. It just wasn't happening.
Like, that's the other thing. I was when I was watching, I was like, my God, like, I mean, it's weird when like Douglas Sirk is talking about all these things under subtext, let alone talking about this. I remember like
This is very literal. He doesn't like showing the most dramatic moments of his films on screen. He's all about ellipses.
no,
He
there
doesn't
is
show the train, her getting hit by the train. He doesn't
No.
show the abortion sequence, anything like that.
no, he
It's
doesn't.
not like the JFK sequence from Maryland.
Okay.
Remember that?
Which one?
Is that what the
Oh,
Ana de Armas
from-
film was called?
From Blonde.
Oh, from
Blonde.
Blonde.
Apologies.
I was like,
Blonde.
what the
where
hell
the
is?
baby is talking.
I was like, what the hell is Marilyn?
Blonde. Yes.
Well-
Remember that sequence?
Yeah, I try to forget that sequence, Jay. It's
Andrew
one of the-
Dominic is so talented.
not in that movie.
Oh my God. That one is a hell of a thing.
It's one of the fucking worst movies of the decade, easily.
I don't know about that.
Truly, I wanted to walk out. You watched it at home, yes?
I did.
I watched it in a theater,
Okay.
and it was
Same.
like, and the rep was in front of me, so you can't leave. And I really wanted to leave. I was
Was
very.
the rep Ana de Armas herself?
she was taking up, like, she wanted to know how she
She
did.
was so committed to that movie that
No,
she
it was
took
What
on
are
actually
your
PR
thoughts? Can I get your
weirdly it
responsibilities.
was
thoughts?
weirdly it was Cruz. Cruz was there.
Yeah, we can go 45 minutes on that if you want.
We're not going to do that. Matt, what were you going to say?
About I'm sure I was going to make an Anna de Armas joke at some point in there, and then I lost it. But no, back to the movie. I do think that the when we sort of got to the abortion plotline, or it became clear to me that that was what was going on, I kind of expected it to be a little bit more like moralistic, and I feel like he sort of just I don't know, he shows all of these people in like such pain and then just kind of like lets them exist. There's not a lot
He
of
doesn't
like
shame her.
moral high ground, yeah,
Doesn't push
being
him
Yeah,
back.
taken.
You know,
Because
I do agree
even
with
when
that.
because even when the sister at the end is sort of like the reason why everyone's lives are bad are because you guys broke up, like it's your fault. It feels like that's not necessarily what he as the
He's not saying that in
filmmaker
a
is saying
literal
it.
way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like that's what she feels because
that's
she
her
is really
baggage.
miserable. Yeah, and
Yeah.
she's
well,
carrying that
she's
with
also
her.
using that as like a way to go
Yes,
after someone because she's lost the most important thing to
The
her,
end
which is
the
right.
her
end of the
sister.
movie where she goes back to her husband is not like a thank God the nuclear family is back, baby. It's like,
Yes.
oh my God, she's continuing the cycle of abuse and
Yeah.
pain, and her daughter is going to be broken just like she was
And the
by
person and the
the absence of her mother because of the presence of her father. It
mhm.
is brutal.
And her
And the
father is
baby's so cute.
well, the baby is
The
very cute.
For the
fat little
most for most
baby.
of the movie, they're like just like hiding the baby
Yes.
in a blanket.
But like
Um,
what's so
an
crazy
Eastwood
though is like
style.
the father at the end is just like, well, let's hope it works out. And it's like, well, did it work out for you? Because you've now lost both of your daughters. You don't have a relationship with the mother, and you're going to
His sort of indifference in this movie is fascinating, especially compared to the way that
late
he's been in some of
in
the other
other films,
films.
especially like Late Spring, where he is like his aloneness is by
He's so
design.
caring in Late Spring.
Yes, and he's
He's just
such
like the
it's so
best dad
caring,
ever.
and he's just like, I want her to have this great life. And in this, he's like, well, I have my practice, and you have your lives, and but this is a part of. I think that this is as we have aged with this series, so has the filmmaker of how the mindset is of the modern world. In that I'm not going to be blamed for the sins of what you created with your lives. I gave you the tools and everything to have success. And by the end of it, it's like, well, if you want to go back, that sounds great because you don't want that kid to grow up essentially like you. And then he just kind of moves on. And he has somebody that comes and takes care of him, makes him dinner, and then he's fine with his life. He's content, and that is truly a monster inside of this man in such a
Kind
way.
of, but
But then it's also like
it is
just
and it
how
isn't.
it's just kind of like how it is. Also, you know what I mean? Some people are just kind of like
He's
the
not
cycle of
overbearing.
he's not
He's
pushing it either. He's not asking for this
also
reunion to happen.
how did his wife abandoning him impact his
Yeah.
current state of
Like
mind?
he's learned that he is alone essentially. So his role is to raise those two girls. Once they're gone, it's like anything that you want to kind of throw at me, like it kind of throws out the whole like my abusive childhood is the reason why I'm here. And he's just kind of like, no, I tried my best to raise you out of the circumstances that were here. Like
But
it's
also,
not,
it's sort of like
it's not my fault.
my wife abandoned me. So what right do I have to tell anybody about maintaining a good marriage
Yeah,
to a
I
certain
have I have
extent?
no relationship advice, and that's where I think the other
Yeah,
thing is her staying there. It's just
it
like
speaks to a little bit of
she needs to be there for her child because she needs
sensitivity.
to
Yeah.
have a motherly sensitivity that is not found in her entire
hmm
livelihood. I mean, at least for the vital portions of your life that you might need a
He
mother.
seems like a kind man who's kind of uncomfortable about real intimacy
No,
and
because he was hurt
love.
the
Yeah.
last time he.
He seems
No,
kind of broken.
no way.
Well, this is very much like one of those like hurt people kind of movies where it's
Yeah,
like all of these people
Mm-hmm.
are very hurt and so they're sort of like lashing out at other people in different ways. And I think the dad just like he does not seem equipped to handled the situation. Like one of the things my therapist often tells me is that there's a difference between like can't and won't, and like some people are withholding on purpose. Like they could give you, you know, what you need, but they refuse to. And there's other people who just like are not like because they don't have sort of the like emotional
Hmm.
intelligence, they're not able to give you that. And I think that dad just seems like woefully inept when it comes to that kind of like experience. And when she gets mad at him and leaves, it's like he just like doesn't know how to react other than just to like, okay, I have to go about my life. There's nothing here that I can do.
And
And
he's
your
So
not like,
therapist, of course, is Harrison Ford from Shrinking.
yes, yes, it is. And he's actually here with me. So
oh,
we're
good
gonna
for
get
you.
drinks
Red
after
Hulk
this.
himself.
Oh my
Hmm.
God. I mean, Harrison Ford could still get it.
I'm still on my fifth segment of Captain America: Brave New World. Have not finished it yet.
Oh,
I'm
so
Why
gonna
you haven't
finish it.
even got to the Red Hulk yet because
No,
he's
I
in
still
like
have
the
not. I
last
still
are
have
you
not
watching
read
this
Hulk
in like
movie.
YouTube clips? Like,
Um,
how the hell are you watching this
Peloton
Quibi,
thing?
I
rides.
believe. It was a
Peloton
Quibi
rides.
hit.
That's the movie I allow myself to watch on the Peloton.
Thank you, Matt. Quippy. Yes. What like? But that movie's not that long. So like, what are you
It's
watching?
pretty long.
What are you
It's like
watching?
two. It's like 210.
So how long's your Peloton
All
sessions?
right, it's
Like 20
probably my
minutes?
fourth. It's probably my fourth. My
Okay.
fourth
I was going
one.
to say, like,
It's like
how long are you on the
those are
Peloton?
like 30, 40 minute
Oh,
rides.
okay. Well, then you should have
Um,
finished it by now.
no, but I'm about to hit my fourth
Oh, okay.
Captain America ride.
Okay.
And
Oh,
I have
so
not
maybe
finished it
Red
yet.
Hulk will show up in this one.
So
That would
wait,
be awesome.
Jay, when you're done with
He
that, are
keeps
you gonna
taking
what?
those pills. I know he's
Are you going to use?
suppressing that Red Hulk.
Are you going to use the Marvel movies as your like workout movies now?
I mean,
Like
yeah, it's
Thunderbolts?
junk. It's junk that I watch on the Peloton for
Oh,
sure.
okay. All right.
Well,
It's
Thunderbolts is the most depressing Marvel movie, much like Tokyo
I
Twilight
have
is the
watched 80% of Thunderbolts.
What? What? What are you doing? What is wrong? What is 80%? What the hell happened the
Which
other
percent
20?
didn't you see? Which piece? The beginning, the end?
I'm trying to think of like what if I told you a tragedy occurred 80% through of the way through Thunderbolts where
But
you're
it
like,
didn't. So tell us the truth.
no, but I want to say something. I just got tired of it and I was like, I want to go to sleep.
Oh, so you haven't
Oh,
seen the end.
It wasn't a bad movie, or at least not so far, but it was
you,
not one that I was like, I'm preventing me from falling asleep.
Hmm.
I mean,
It's high
that's fair.
praise.
It is kind of a moody movie, but
It is a moody movie.
I just don't like
I
not
like,
finishing movies.
oh, I don't either, but Marvel movies are the ones where I'm like, okay,
But you'll get back to it. You'll finish it.
I'm tired. There's a movie that I'm going to do on my recommendation today that I could not fall asleep during. I was like, I got to finish this, but it's going to be my recommendation.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
Passion of the
Talk about it.
Christ.
Yeah, it was Sound of Freedom.
Mm.
Oh my God.
Loved Sound of Freedom.
Well,
Mhm.
Jay,
So
you're
good.
Jay, you're really big on the current administration's like
Dude, I
get
bought
Hollywood
so
back.
many tickets for other people for Sound of Freedom. It was like
Wait, that's such a funny bit.
I spent I spent a paycheck on
Imagine,
Sound of Freedom tickets.
imagine if you bought like because if some of these idiots did that where they
No,
bought
you know that was
tickets.
how it made
Yeah,
so much money.
that's because like these
Yeah.
places bought them, but good for the people working in the theaters not having to clean a single fucking thing in those theaters. Like they were just like,
Yeah.
Sound of Freedom, we're good in here. There's no popcorn to clean up in this bitch. You know what I mean?
Is this now the time where I talk about how I grew up in a cult?
You know what?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, it is.
All right, let's do it. I mean, these are films that bring up personal experiences.
That's
Yes, that is
true.
true.
That's true.
So, Matt, you were telling us before, and I had to pause you because I
Mhm.
love you, but I needed to hear this, and this is the first time I've
Yes.
ever heard it. You grew up in a cult?
This might be the
Y-
peak of the pod.
This might be.
Yes. I don't like, I guess I don't technically know like the full definition of cult, but like, do you guys know who the Duggars are? Like 19 and counting?
Oh
Like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Holy
They just
shit!
made
Yes,
a
I do.
documentary about the Duggars and how
yes.
they weren't that they weren't just Mormon. They were something else.
No,
Oh,
they're not Mormon.
Yeah.
They're like a weird, strange, like evangelical Christian situation.
yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
Like
I can't remember.
population cult.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
basically, like I grew up in like that same kind of a situation. Like I think the Duggars maybe lived in Indiana or something, so I didn't grow up
He's
with
one of the
them.
19, Jay.
Yes.
That's what he's coming to admit on this show.
I changed my J name to Matthew after I left. Uh, no, but so I grew up like in the middle of nowhere in rural Michigan, and all of my friends had like 12 siblings, and the women had to wear dresses, and we like had like very little act like I didn't have well, we had dial-up internet, I guess, eventually, but like I didn't have internet, I didn't have a cell phone, like so I was very in the middle of nowhere on that, and lots of weird stuff. So I have lots of blind spots in movies. Like sometimes people will be like, "Well,
Well, I
how
was
come
gonna
you
say,
haven't
like, what was
seen
the
that?"
movie that made you love movies?
Okay, so this is actually, I feel like, a deranged answer to this.
Okay.
I somehow or another I got an Entertainment Weekly subscription like that. Like I think somebody like maybe one of my parents like because I loved reading books and that was sort of like
hmm
allowed.
hmm
And so my parents or somebody got me a subscription to Entertainment Weekly, which I became obsessed with and read like cover to cover every week. Like it was just like an out of body experience like when that arrived. And they were always talking about the Oscars and stuff, which I was fascinated by, but I couldn't watch any of the movies because I wasn't allowed to watch like or I wasn't allowed to watch R-rated movies, and I couldn't watch most PG-13 rated movies. But when I was maybe, I guess, like a junior in high school, I was visiting my grandma, and I wanted to go see the movies, and I managed to sneak into The Curious Case of Benjamin Button,
Well,
and
look,
I
you've
was
got
like,
two Benjamin Button advocates
and I was
on
like,
this
this is the
podcast.
best thing I've ever seen. I have to now become like a film fanatic because, what else is there after you
Very,
watch
very
Tilda
moving film.
Swinton swim the English Channel?
It is. That movie is great. Like capital G, great in my opinion. I love that movie.
I do too.
Makes me cry so hard
Yeah,
What
it's
part,
so
Jay?
good.
when he's a little baby elderly man, and like Kate Blanchett is walking him down the street when he's a little baby, but he's actually an old man
That's the
Mm.
best part.
who has
That maybe
become
be like
senile.
I think that's a top five scene in a Fincher movie for me easily.
Maybe in movie history.
Movie history? Are you fucking
Yeah,
kidding me?
it's like
Wow,
Norman
that's
Rockwell.
crazy. Well, I mean, like, I mean, just when she's holding him as a baby, that's such a,
Dude, it destroys me.
it's like the reverse Tree of Life
Well, now you know. Now
when you really think about it.
you just cracked that nut
When you
for
really think
me.
about it, you know what I mean? You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? There you go. No, I love that. Well, also, I love that story, man. Don't love that
Oh, thank you.
your
Oh
previous
yeah,
situation, but
I've gone through lots of therapy, so I figured that out. I do also have seen like uh hundreds probably of like early 2000s like Christian movies
mm,
because
Mm.
we would buy them from the Christian bookstore, and then my dad would have like movie nights at the church where
hmm
we would watch, some sort of weird Christian propaganda film or whatever while
mm.
we sat in the pews because we would watch it
Yeah,
on like
yeah.
the screen in the
Those were
sanctuary
probably
or
pretty
anything.
good.
Oh, yes, incredibly acted and very well
Did you watch
written.
Bible Man?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
What?
Bible Man. Ryan, you know
I
about Bible Man?
Bible
Okay,
Man has
I'm just
some
gonna put my cards
bangers.
out on the table. My family said we were Catholic, but we did not go to
Bible
church.
Man, bro.
We were America.
Check out Bible Man. What about VeggieTales?
Oh, yes.
What is Bible Man?
VeggieTales was
No, no, no.
big.
Shush. What is Bible Man? I want to know what
Bible
Bible Man
Man sort
is.
of, what inspired the MCU, if you think about it. It's a superhero who is
Like this is completely 100% like they weren't messing around. This was like
no, it's
Christians very earnestly trying to make a Christian superhero.
there's a part in the Bible that talks about like the armor of God, and it's like, oh, the breastplate of righteousness and the shoes of peace and like these various things. And so the Bible man was like a superhero, and his super suit were these various like yeah, the armor of God, and he would fight off villains, and all the villains were like every movie had a different villain, and they were all played by the same person, and they were yeah, oh yeah, Bible Man, and they were all played by the same person, and they all had theme songs, and they would be like this one's like envy or this one's
Yeah, exactly
jealousy or
right.
whatever. Um, yeah. Oh yeah, and then he got sidekicks at some point, but I
What in
forgot
the
who they were.
fucking hell is this?
And we
I'm
also in
looking
the
at this, folks, right
I'm
now.
actually I'm actually surprised you are not aware of this existing.
at the
Me?
Christian
This was kind of
bookstore.
a big deal. Yeah.
You
I,
could buy the costume, and we had multiple sets of the Bible Man costume in my home growing up. So I think I
Terminating
maybe
the
went with him for
toxic tonic
Halloween
of
one year.
disrespect.
Matt, when I
Bible
see
man.
you
Yes.
in Toronto, I want you to wear this damn costume. You better go and get this from your
I
family,
don't think
because
it fits me anymore, but I could
oh,
try.
girl,
Maybe just
you're
half.
still that small. Trust me. You can get in that. What in the hell is this? Who's that guy?
Understanding the legions of laziness.
Wow.
This is really just
Yeah. Now here's Larry the Cucumber versus Bible Man for some reason.
Well, that's Larry Boy, the superhero version of Larry
Oh,
the
of
Cube.
course. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But Ryan, you know about VeggieTales though.
I do know about VeggieTales. I did not get into that because I also knew that that was Christian propaganda as well. Just like I assume, Jay, your
Oh
family
no.
does not get into Bluey because of propaganda, or not
No,
Bluey.
my
Paw Patrol. Sorry,
Is Bluey a cop?
no,
no.
Oh.
He was
no.
talking about
I
Paw
mixed
Patrol.
it up. It's Paw
My
Patrol.
my
Oh, okay.
my I've gotten pushback on Bluey because in one episode they refer to the potential of a lesbian couple for I truly a second and a half.
Who pushed back on
Um,
you on that?
I don't want to talk about it.
Your parents?
A family member,
Parents?
one of them.
Wink, wink. If it's your parent. If it's
Blink
your
twice
blink twice. If it's the female member of your
if your
family.
mom chastised you for watching Bluey
When
because it
they've
because at
never.
one point they acknowledged the existence of gay people.
Jay, is that because Fox News said that about her, or said
That's
that about the show?
absolutely why.
Is
Newsmax
Bluey
tonight.
isn't
Blue-
Bluey in like
Yeah.
don't isn't is that British? They live in
It's
another
Australian.
country.
Australia,
Australian. Okay.
Australian. Come on, man, you're better.
Bluey rocks.
You know what else rocks? Tokyo Twilight.
Yeah.
Should
Yeah,
probably
yeah, yeah,
talk
yeah,
about
yeah,
this
yeah, 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 yeah,
fucking
yeah, yeah.
movie. It's a great movie. I really love it. I got it. Can I say one thing about this movie
Yeah,
that
I
I think
guess.
is absolutely like it kind of like changed. It kind of like just sent me in like a. I was like spinning like McConaughey in Interstellar in the fourth dimension or whatever the fuck he's doing in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
The transition from of him zooming in on the clock
Mhm.
and the passage of time like that, and how you feel as if like
Time in
that's
Ozu movies is
and
fascinating.
how that feels like it's like they're going to the next scene, but it's actually, time is, it's not a long stretch of time, but it's maybe the next, like a week later or days later or something like that.
Hmm.
It's just like, I don't know. It's so easy. Like, I wish more filmmakers would do this. You don't need title cards if you're able to guide your audience to just understand that, like, time has passed here. There's still hurt feelings. And then, I mean, like, I just think that he does this throughout the film. But, like, that one for me, like, after you get gut punched because you don't see the death, and then you kind
He
of,
undercuts drama by skipping through
but
time.
you,
It's like
but
the
you,
exact opposite of probably anything they would teach you in film school,
yeah.
right? It's Akiko in bed telling her dad, "I wish I could start my life over," which is the most devastating moment in the movie. And then the very next scene is Takako going to her mother, just saying, "Oh, by the way, your daughter died." You don't see
Ugh.
that. It just happened off screen, and it just hits you very objectively, and it is upsetting because people don't tell stories that way in movies, and Ozu skips over the most dramatic parts and reveals them in this very straightforward way that makes them hit even harder, not because of the drama on screen, but because the storytelling is so different than what you're accustomed to for those very dramatic moments in movies. He's just telling stories in a different way. He's
For
doing his
sure.
own thing.
For sure. For sure. Matt,
He's awesome.
anything else you like about the movie?
Okay, well, one thing I wanted to bring up is the Great Gatsby effect of it all, where
Ooh,
we keep getting the
The
eyeglass
eyeglasses.
billboard.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
was
yeah,
like
yeah.
the moment I saw it the first time, I was like, oh, like Great Gatsby. And then Carl, like a bit on when I think we saw it the second time, was like, oh my gosh, somebody's gonna get hit by a car or hit by a train or something because, that's what happens in Great Gatsby. Well, the eyes of Dr. Eckelberg are
Yeah.
um upon you. And so I was like, oh, I think that must be intentional, right? Like it's too
Did
weird to
not
have
make that
an
direct connection, although I was thinking about Gatsby every time those popped up over and over again. But no, that's a great point.
and I was like, yeah, like Gatsby was obviously before this, so it's like he could have
Yeah.
read it or known the reference, I guess. But I just thought like an eyeglasses billboard seems like such a specific thing, at least to me. Maybe that's just like my, English major talking, but I was like, huh, okay, that really jumped out to me when I thought was very interesting.
I think that's totally valid. You know, it's a good book, The Great Gatsby.
you know
Also,
that's like common
also the
IP now.
Bible. The Bible's also a great book. Bible Man told me that.
No, Bible Man.
Can't believe we fucking talk about Bible Man on this show.
I wonder
You're
what
like,
Bible Man would have thought of Tokyo of Twilight.
If you guys do the Bible
oh,
Man
he would have fucking
episode,
hated
bring
it
me
because it has
back.
an abortion in it. What are you talking about? You think that
Wait,
the
also,
Bible Man would have been forgiving as this
But
much
I
as
will
his
say,
family
I will
is?
I will say this about what I think is so honest about this as an abortion movie is how difficult a time she has contemplating and having the abortion. Because I imagine that would not be, it's not like walking in and getting your flu shot, you know? It's a lot different than that. And I think this movie portrays that in a very effective way. And obviously she fully has that right, should have that right, and that's completely valid. But I imagine that's not something that you don't think about intensely before, during, and after. And I think that is reflected upon very effectively. But the fact that we haven't talked about the boyfriend,
uh,
maybe the worst character in the history of movies, just like
such a fuck
the
boy.
worst guy. Yeah, he sucks. And
I just this guy literally sucks. He's one of the worst characters we've had to cover in a very long time.
he's awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a miserable person. And it sucks when you are a family member of somebody who is like dating somebody who's terrible and you're like, girl, you gotta like get away from this or it's gonna be a bad situation. And then they are like, no, I think it's good. No, I think he likes me actually. It's like, no. Mm, just brutal,
Yeah.
brutal, brutal.
I do like the mahjong stuff. To me is sort of this underground. It's very kind of minor underground, but it's sort of gambling, mild underground that Ozu has never really explored before in our series so far. We're sort of digging a little bit under the crust of normal society, and I think him exploring that is very interesting. Because of that, I think he's using a lot of shadow work here. I think he's using lighting and shadow in ways that he has not done so far in our series. I think he is, in his very subtle way, changing his form to fit the content of this film. And it is very, it's a matter of degrees. You know, he's turning the dial to zero point 0.5 as opposed to zero. But it it is very compelling because of how minimalist a filmmaker he kind of is, how straightforward he wants to shoot film, how objectively he wants to tell a story. He is ramping it up ever so slightly to tell to convey a sense of sadness that he has never really done before, at least in the movies that we've covered.
Exactly.
It's very sad.
Guys, it's a very sad movie. Is there any final last thoughts you guys want to talk about with this movie before we start getting towards the wrap up stage of this thing? Matt?
Is this why they named the vampire series Twilight?
Oh, God damn it, Jay. You think
Could be.
this is why?
I'm just asking the question.
Okay.
I don't think so, but okay.
Okay, all right, carry on.
We'll see if Stephanie Meyer have watched this movie or not. I'm gonna say probably not, but you never know. Has this come up on the podcast before? I was reading over Ozu's sort of like biography and stumbled upon this tidbit about how he was kicked out of school growing up because he was writing love letters to another male
Correct.
student.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then I was just like, huh, like and then he never got married and it's and all of his movies are about have these characters, especially these male characters that are so like lonely and isolated. And I was like, I wonder if there is
Repressed lonely
something,
men.
yes, here lurking. I was like, was he gay?
Maybe.
I'm always trying to say that everybody's gay, so I'm like, probably was. But
Jay,
I thought that that
you
was
said everybody. That
Mm.
means you too.
Yeah. I mean, this is a big deal for me to do on the podcast, but
Don't do it, Jesus. No, I mean, like, yeah, I mean, I think that does speak though to the fact that he's making a lot of films also through female perspective,
Yes.
also about women trying to break through the barriers that men put on societal norms. And I think that in this, it's much more foundational in terms of family and in terms of just in terms of the decision making. I think that this movie is reckoning in real time as the movie's going on with the decision making of parents and how those decisions truly do reflect upon the children. And I think that when you have when you have the best intentions, that's not always the right thing. And in like Tokyo Story, for example, like that family has done the best it can for all these people to succeed. It's up then for them once they're adults to make the right decision. I think
Mhm.
with this, there is a little bit of like this, the snake eating the snake in that the trauma that's happened here, it's recircling again. And instead
Oh, when
of
Akiku says, "I will never have a baby, not ever," and then I'll like she doubles back on that almost immediately and is like, "And if I do, I'll love it on like endlessly."
yeah, and you're just sitting there and you're like, well, he's wonderful with foreshadowing because that's not going to probably happen. But it's heartbreaking because you're just like, how does one break their cycle when they're in a rut? How does one break what they believe to be a generational cycle of trauma, of grief, of sadness, of pain,
Broken marriages.
misery, yeah, broken marriages, broken relationships, attract because this this bond that these two parents had is broken. The
Hmm.
marriage we see at the beginning is broken. The relationship we see with this terrible boyfriend is one that is bound to be a recipe for disaster. And how does the train wreck continue over and over again? And so for one of them to finally realize I have to endure another generation of this pain, abuse, sadness to hopefully break the cycle for my child. It's weirdly sacrificial and it's also completely heartbreaking. And I found that to be so interesting. Again, from a movie that's in 1957 and so patient. These movies are, I mean, they can feel long, but they then start pulling things out of you as you start really unraveling what he's trying to say about the traditional family.
The length is a feature, not a bug.
Yeah, it really is. And like the fact that most families and most films, especially here, would have tackled an issue like divorce, like abortion, like separation, and would have made it very melodramatic. And I don't think that this movie does it. I think they do it within the honesty of, okay, these are realities that we have to deal with, and we're going to address them by action, not by emotion. And I think then the
Yeah.
filmmaking explicitly shows that as well. And I think that that's why it's another really masterful work of filmmaking of expressing Jay, you're talking about like he has repetition within his setups and some of his shots,
Hmm.
but really this movie and the way it's set up and it's shot and how it's constructed, it's of that of the characters themselves in a lot of ways too, and how they are going to block out these big moments, and we're not going to really need to see those again because they're never going to want to see it in their
Yeah,
consciousness again.
this
I
one I
think.
think strays away from again that sort of unofficial trilogy that we've covered so far, but it what hit so hard for me, and this might just be a me thing because this is how I am and this is how I've rationalized my own life is I was I was talking recently with my mom. My mom was in town this weekend as we're recording this episode, and she was talking about how not fun it is to give me gifts. She's like, you were never a fun person to give gifts to because you had this very kind of neutral expression anytime I gave you a big gift. And I was like, well, I can tell you exactly why that is. And she was like, okay, why? And I said, when I get a gift or anything that's put in front of me, I essentially do the math of, okay, what are the implications of me now having this thing? Which is a completely psychotic way of approaching getting a gift. But when I got a dog when I was in middle school, which is something that I had been asking for a long time, when I see that dog for the first time, what I'm thinking is, okay, so now obviously I have this new thing that I love in front of me, but I'm going to have to walk this dog probably twice a day. There's feeding that's going to be involved. And net, it probably results in something that's very good, but I think there's still some analysis that needs to be done to figure out exactly how much I'm going to enjoy this thing, which sucks. And I clearly need to go see Harrison Ford in Shrinking, but that is kind of how I interpret people wanting to better my life through gifts. And I feel like similarly in this film, I feel like that's something that people are doing as well, is doing these calculations in their mind of the implications of what they're doing sort of in real time. And then shortly after they've done, built the algorithm for those decisions, that's when the tragedy strikes, or that's when the happiness strikes. There's not a ton of happiness in this film, but I do think it is a film where there's aftershock. There are things that happen, and then it's only a little bit later when the true impact of those decisions or experiences or abuse kind of hit as strongly as maybe they should. And in the case of the older sister Takako, the aftermath of her experiences, honestly, if I do the math and I think about the implications of leaving or going back to my abusive husband, having lived my life without having my mother around, I think for her sake, however good it or bad it may be for me, based on my trauma and my disappointment in life, I think it is better for her exclusively, not for me, to go back and live with two parents. You could call that some sort of like conservative screed. I don't think that is the case. I think actually it's a fairly tragic ending to the movie that that's the decision that she makes. But I think it's potent. It's powerful. It again, it gives me goosebumps. I think it's such a sad ending to the movie that that is the conclusion after the death of her sister, after all of the strife that she has been through over the course of the film, for her to come to the conclusion that I need to go back to my abusive husband. It's tragic, but I see that math going on over the course of the film, and then for her to do the algebra and come up with that solution is very, very sad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jay,
there you go.
you doing okay, buddy?
Yeah, I'm doing well. Kind of got me at the end there,
It
but
did it. It almost
I
gotcha.
don't know. Yeah.
Jay, before we get
Well,
out of here, we're going to test your award season knowledge based on the film we just reviewed,
sure. This won all the Oscars.
Tokyo Twilight. And segment we call "It's an Honor to Get Nominated." Now, Jay, we talked about the release strategy of these Ozu films. I think some of them have even come out like a decade after they were released. Was Tokyo Twilight nominated for any Academy Awards?
No.
It was not. Sadly, it was not. But it was released in the year 1957, and per the rules that we have established at the beginning of this, we will talk about it within the year that is
Regardless of
1957.
American distribution. Yeah.
Yes, we're going to talk about it in the year of 1957 films, which would be the 1958 Oscars. March 26, 1958 was when the Oscars were. What's the significance of March 26, Jay?
That, of course, was when Olivia Rodrigo was born.
Is that really?
I don't know.
No. Matt,
Believe it or not, I don't know Olivia Rodrigo's birthday off the top of my head.
Matt, what's the significance of March 26th every year?
March 26th? Is that no? I was like, is that the Miss Congeniality Jacket Day? No, I think that's in April. I don't know. What's March 26th?
Jay, I'm going to give you one more crack at this. What's March 26th?
March 26th. I just Googled March 26th on Wikipedia. That was actually the day that the Bulgarian forces captured Adrianople in the First Balkan War.
Manatee Appreciation Day. So I feel like that's what we must be discussing, right?
I see what you motherfuckers are doing. All right. It's my birthday, you assholes.
Oh, happy birthday.
Well, I mean, we're recording this in August, but I understand what you're saying. I think you both reached out to me on that day.
Bad Barbie was born on March 26th.
I'm an English major. I don't remember numbers. I can't be doing that.
Rami Youssef, March 26th.
You can't do math?
No.
Math, like Jay loves math.
I do it every day.
You do it every day.
Unfortunately, I have nothing to contribute.
Jay, who are my birthday people?
I'm looking at it right now. Von Miller.
Okay. All right. Matt, do you know who Von Miller is?
Rami Youssef.
He's a football player.
Oh.
Yeah, Rami Youssef. Okay, who else? I think Keira Knightley is on
Keira Knightley. Yep, there she is. Jonathan Groff.
Groff sauce.
Diana Ross.
Diana Ross. We love a diva. Yeah.
Keira Knightley.
It's a good group.
Say that. Steven Tyler.
In here.
Kenny Chesney.
Okay,
Steven Tyler.
No, I'm not going to hang out with Steven Tyler.
Amy Smart.
Gucci.
Amy Smart.
Crank.
Oh, there you go.
You have a lot of famous people who are born on your birthday.
No,
I have like none.
When's your birthday?
Kenny Chesney. Hello.
Yeah.
Michael Imperioli. Nancy Pelosi.
Oh, Nancy Pelosi.
James Caan.
Jimmy Caan.
Oh, Jimmy Caan. That's a good one.
Oh, man.
Jennifer Grey.
There you go. Star of Real Pain. She was in that last year.
Leonardo DiCaprio's ex-girlfriend, now Logan Paul's girlfriend, Nina Agdal.
Wow.
That's
Martin Short. Ooh, that's a good
Martin
one.
Short? Me and Marty can hang.
One.
That's a great one right now. I love Martin Short. This came out in 1957. The winner of Best Picture for that year was The Bridge on the River Kwai. 12 Angry Men, Peyton Place.
Alan Arkin.
Previously
mentioned on this episode.
Yes, sir. Witness for the Prosecution, Sayonara. Have you guys ever seen Sayonara?
No, but it feels like it's probably dicey.
It's very dicey. Tells the story of an American Air Force pilot during the Korean War who falls in love with a famous Japanese dancer.
Wow, and it got a lot of nominations, too.
Stars Marlon Brando. And it is a rough movie. Let me tell you.
That's pretty good.
It is not good.
Okay.
And would you guys have considered Tokyo Twilight for any Academy Awards?
Robert Frost was born on your birthday, Ryan.
There you go.
Well, we could have replaced Sayonara, apparently.
Very much so. Very much so.
Sayonara to Sayonara, if you will.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice.
She said when the mom says that to her at the end. Like, oh, man.
Yeah,
no, I'm being serious. It's really heartbreaking.
Peyton Place, I know nothing about.
In the movie. You know?
Oh, I haven't seen Sayonara.
I'm
No, I
putting
was talking about
Ozu
in
in
this movie when she
director.
says
Oh,
goodbye.
the train scene is so heartbreaking where she's waiting and you're just like, is she
Oh
gonna
my!
come? Is she gonna come? Is she gonna come? And then she doesn't. It's just like this is devastating
And
to
this
watch.
and that son of a bitch just lingers and lingers
It's
in
yes,
that
it's
scene.
such a long
It's
scene.
so long, and you're just like, why are you such an asshole, Ozu? Like
It's
it's
like that scene in at the end of Homeward Bound, except for if like the dog didn't come and
and the
died
That's
in the
exactly
and
mudslide.
right.
we're
That
just
was sort
looking
of
at
an
that
Ozu
fucking hill the
homage.
whole
Right.
Yeah.
time.
Yes. And it's
Yeah.
like,
Oh
mm.
my
Those
god.
talking dogs.
Uh,
The
they should
I
remake
mean,
those
I
movies.
haven't seen many of these films, but I'll throw Eneko Ariba in for Best Actress.
Yeah, I'll
I'll
throw a
definitely throw Setsuko Hara for Supporting Actress. I think this is, I don't want to say the best performance in the series so far from her, but I like that she has now become sort of the wiser older sister. I like that.
yeah. She's gone from being the
The babe in
youngest,
the
yeah,
woods.
exactly, to be like
Yeah,
the one that's
I like that. Throw it in for screenplay.
yep.
Throw it in for foreign
Oh
language
yeah.
film.
Throw it
Throw it in
in for
for
director
yeah, director. Uh,
pick.
Cinematography, it's sort of like I know there's one worse than this here.
Yeah, so it's got to be in there.
Yeah,
It would
editing
be
I'd
an
throw in
across the
there.
board contender. The
Yeah,
new Academy would have loved it.
it's great. It's
I'm
great.
very intrigued by Mother India, though, the Indian foreign lange submission. I'm
Looks
like
like
that.
yours and Carl's new watch
It appears
coming
that
coming
she is
soon.
on some sort of it appears to be some sort of Jesus figure
I gotta go over to
on the
Carl's
poster.
place and
Oh,
just be
is
like,
that? I was like, oh, it's a bazooka, but no, actually, now that I'm watching and looking at this
when I come
poster
to New
It
quite
York
does
Film
appear to
Festival,
be
I'm just gonna pull a random film off my shelf here from the criterions that I have. I'm just gonna bring it over, and I'm gonna hope neither one of you have watched it. I'm gonna hope it's 4 hours long,
mhm.
and it's like Polish, and it's about making soup or something, and make you guys
I'll
watch it.
truly watch just about anything.
What
Like
wouldn't you watch? Bible Man?
honestly, no, I would probably watch Bible Man again. Honestly, the thing that I would want to watch the least is something that I've seen recently. Like if you were like, "Oh, we have to watch Captain America: Brave New World," I'd be like, "No, actually, I'm
Well,
out
it's
on
Well,
pretty
that."
it's
But
pretty
you
great
gotta
though.
set that for the Peloton.
It's pretty great.
Matt, so you don't rewatch movies a lot.
not very often, unless it's something that I really, really like, or it's something that's a little like a comfort movie kind of, or something that's
Okay.
Yeah.
older.
But you're not like
Um,
opposed to a rewatch.
No, I just don't feel I feel like there's so many movies that I haven't seen, especially because of
True.
my, cult upbringing and all of those blind spots, that I'm like, oh, if I'm gonna spend 2 hours doing something, I'd rather, be like, oh, I have seen Bridge on the River Kwai,
So
but
we
I'm like,
talk, I mean, we talk all the time about cult classics like Big Lebowski, cult classic. Really, Bible Man is the cult classic.
right. And
God damn,
people need to be
God
talking
damn,
about that more.
God damn it, Jay. That's one of the
I'm
best
gonna
jokes you've ever
I'm
said
gonna
on this
send
show.
you some I'm gonna send you some of the musical clips from Bible Man after the show that you can include in the show notes or something. Because there are some bangers in there, let me just say.
I don't know if I want to push that upon the audience. That's indoctrination in a lot
Have
of
y'all seen
ways.
have y'all seen Witness for the Prosecution?
Yeah, it's good.
Really good movie.
Really good
Yeah.
movie. You should
Billy
watch.
Wilder, like thriller Billy Wilder.
Yeah, a courtroom thriller, Billy Wilder.
Really good
Good
movie.
stuff.
Yeah. Charles Lawton, the man.
Matt, what's a big blind spot you still have yet to that you're kind of like embarrassed that you haven't covered yet, but you really want to?
Oh,
So,
I've never seen Legally Blonde, which I feel like
whoa,
that I should have
Of course,
watched.
that's every
Um,
cinephile needs to check out Legally
right.
Blonde.
Jay, that is a
Oh,
very important comedy for our generation. You stop that. If your wife was in the room, she would slap you in the face right now. That is
Well,
a
I've seen
true
Legally
fact.
Blonde probably 15 times. So
Yeah.
yes,
I
to
I
to
feel
your
like
point.
I feel like that's the movie that's like most often I'm like comes up just with people that I'm like, oh, I haven't seen this, and they're like, how is that even like humanly possible? Like I would have had to have sort of like matrixed my way through the life without ever like having seen it.
It's a
Um,
great movie.
but yeah, I mean, really, I feel like if it came out after 2008, I probably have seen it. And especially during the pandemic, I went back and watched like lots of, sort of like the big heavy hitters from before
Hmm.
that. And I've actually seen a lot of old movies because we were allowed to
Hmm.
watch those growing up. You know, it's like I've seen the Ten Commandments like 50
Oh,
times,
sure.
Mm.
which is great,
Hmm.
and I love that movie. But
Charlton Heston's sort of the Bible man of his
yeah,
age.
but I feel like things from like the 90s
He's
and
the
the
guy in
early
Ten Commandments, right?
2000s
Yes,
are,
yes, he
Okay,
is.
thank you.
yeah, stuff that I haven't seen. Like I hadn't seen Gladiator until this year, and then I was like,
Hmm.
okay, let me watch this.
Did you like it?
And the new one came. Yes, and then I watched the second one, and I was like, oh, this is bad. Like in comparison,
Oh,
like I should have
I'm, I,
watched these
I
25
agree.
years apart, and I might have liked the second one more. But
I still feel the way you feel about those, having lived that experience.
I like Gladiator too.
I
I
like parts of Gladiator too.
I
the
love.
first one's so good, and
It is so good. No, and I mean it is really good. But I
it's
just
like
thought
practical
I just had
effects
a
and
fun time with
everything.
it. I just loved Denzel in that movie so much. So I just thought he was just killing it left and right.
Mescal though.
And I'm not as allergic to Paul Mescal in that movie as the rest of you are, which is fine. Like I don't think he's necessarily bad, and I don't think, and I do think there's also like times where it's like, Ridley, you could have shot this again. Like it's the a little bit is
The problem is you watch Russell Crowe in Gladiator and then you watch Paul
it
Mescal
is
in
an all
Gladiator
time
2
movie
and
star
it's like,
performance.
woo!
Matt, have you ever
They
seen
don't make him like Crowe anymore, I guess.
have you ever seen Master and Commander: The First Side of the World?
I have seen that, yes.
Okay, did you like that?
I saw it a while ago, so I don't. I feel I saw that in college. Like it was one of those like people in the dorm room were playing it. So I don't remember it super well.
You
But
should
I
give it a rewatch. It's
okay.
fantastic.
Have you ever
Like
seen
if
Crank?
you really liked Gladiator in those terms of scale and like a great Russell Crowe central performance, like that I think is the one of his to me that's the movie for me. I'm more of a
Mm.
Master and Commander than
Yeah.
I am a Gladiator guy, but I like both.
Have you ever seen Crank
No, I don't
or
think
Crank
so.
2 High Voltage?
Wait, no,
Jason Statham.
yes, Jason Statham. Yes, I have seen those.
Yeah, they're great.
Is that the series where no? That's
Say
the
it.
trans. That's I'm getting my Jason Statham series mixed up. I'm like, which is the one where the girl is like has the tracking device on her and she can't go very far from him and she pees in the gas station
Oh,
because she can't get to the
that's
bathroom. I'm like,
Transporter.
I think that's
Yeah.
Transporter.
Yeah, that's Transporter. Yeah.
And which
Of
Jason Statham
course.
movie is it where it's the swimming pool that's at, extended out the side of a skyscraper and then he breaks it and the person
Oh,
falls?
that's the mechanic.
Okay, yes,
Yeah.
yes. I do
I
go
know
and
way
see
too much about this
No,
Jason
they
shit.
did
Statham
that in
movies.
The Amateur.
yes, that's the one I was thinking of that I
Yes.
The
watched
fact
recently.
that
The
I knew you
Amateur.
were
Yeah.
going there, ah, God, I
Hmm.
really,
No,
I,
because I saw that in the trailer and I was like, I've actually already seen this stunt
I was
before in
like,
a movie and I don't need to see the
I was
amateur.
thinking, I
that
was like, there's one where they do that in a movie recently. I'm like, it sounds like something that would have happened in Final Destination, but that's not the one I'm thinking of.
I gotta
The
say,
Amateur.
the Amateur, what a wasted opportunity. Honestly,
It
could have
is
been like
like
a,
a totally mediocre
it could have been good. It could have been really
two and a
good.
half star
But
movie where
I
you
think
are like,
you think if they
wish
get
this was
Rami
better.
Malek out of there, they probably would be and get like somebody else that's nerdy to do that role. I think that they would have really done well. Like I'm allergic to
I don't even
Rami.
hate him
I don't hate
in
him in it. I
that
just think
movie.
like you got to have a little bit of juice to make you
You know, they
fully
got in
think
it
that
though.
like they got Larry Fish
They got
and they got
Bernthal.
Bernthal. Yeah.
They got Bernthal.
Have you? Who has a tale for Odysseus? Ah,
Can't wait.
can't wait for
Can't
that
wait
movie.
for
It's gonna
Brooklyn
for
Odyssey.
Brooklyn Odyssey. It's gonna be wonderful. Matthew Huff,
Yes.
thank you so much for coming on this show
My gosh, thank
and
you for having me. It's
talking
been such a
about Tokyo
pleasure.
Twilight. We've gone through rabbit holes tonight. It's been a good app.
Yeah, it was a good
Um,
app.
can you tell everybody where they can find you and all your work on the internet, as well as also give our listeners a recommendation of the week? It could be anything that you've been watching. It doesn't have to be something new. It can be something old, just something that you think that our listeners should be checking out this week.
Okay, yes. So I am, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at HuffMatt. And yeah, I write for Parade magazine, so I interview people and write movie reviews and stuff for them. So if you want to go check that out, you can. That is Parade, not paste, not paper, not people. Okay, I
It's
was thinking
Prada
about this.
magazine.
Prada. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes. If they're hiring, I'll swipe that spot. I was thinking about this recommendation and I was sort of like, oh, what should I say? Because I listened to other episodes of yours, so I knew this was coming. But
Thank you.
then I sort of had a revelation when we were talking about how important Jonathan Bailey is.
Mm.
Because one of, I think, the greatest comedy TV shows that nobody has watched is W1A, which is a British sitcom that's about the BBC, and
Mm.
Jonathan Bailey is in it. And so is the dad, Hugh Bonneville from Downton Abbey, and it's
Oh,
so funny. And I feel like especially if you're
From
into
Paddington.
like media, like movies or TV or whatever, it's so fascinating to watch like these sort of execs trying to figure out what they're going to put on the BBC, and it's great. And it's on Netflix, and it's only 3 seasons, and it's pretty short. So,
There you go. Three
I'll.
British seasons, which means like 18 episodes.
yes.
Oh, I love that. I love
And
Oh,
it's
that.
let's see. How many
also
episodes?
this is
15.
a it's actually a spin-off of a show called 2012 that has Olivia Colman in it that's about the planning committee for the London Olympics. And then a couple of those characters go work at the BBC, and that's what W1A is. But I think W1A is better.
Hugh Bonneville also in 2012.
Yes.
There you go.
That's true.
Yeah, he's sort of the lead in both.
Wow. What do you guys think about The Paper? The Office spin-off The Paper.
I'm sort of intrigued.
They can have it.
That is something I will never watch.
Just, I pass.
I like Domhnall Gleeson.
You know, can we all finally like admit that once Carell left the regular Office,
I
that
don't
show
even know that
sucked?
that's something that we have to admit anymore. People, I think that's kind of just accepted.
No, but a lot of Office people are like, "Oh no, that stuff's still good." It's like, no, it was never good. It was a bad idea. The show should have ended with
There's
that guy.
some good stuff in it, but
The premise
it is
of The
mostly
Office is,
bad.
what if you worked for the worst boss in the world? And
Well,
when
then
you
they keep
take,
trying to do that.
yeah, but when you take out
Kathy Bates.
the great character that is Steve Carell,
Yeah.
it's like it's hard.
Steve
How
Carell's an
many
absolute
seasons without
ninja on
Steve
that show.
Carell were there?
They
Like
did,
two?
I think,
Like
2 or 3 more seasons.
Yeah, I think there were 3 seasons. Yeah.
Which is
Oh.
nuts. Yeah, when they tried to make Ed
It's
Helms
crazy.
a thing.
Yes, I do
Remember when we
that.
tried to do that as a society?
Big tuna. Yeah, it is interesting when you just go back and look at people that they tried to make happen. I was talking about that recently I mean, obviously John Hamm happened, but why wasn't John Hamm like a bona fide movie star? He's so handsome. He's so talented. And it just never happened. Is he just Don Draper forever? Is that
I
the
think he
problem?
might be.
But also, what a character to be known for the rest of your
Cranston
life.
was the same.
Will Kelsey Grammer be known as Frasier the rest of his life? Is Ted
Well,
Danson always Sam Malone?
Ted Danson is not because he's been in 6,000 things.
But he will always be known as, like, when they put up, you know,
Oh,
that
the
he
great
had-
test.
the great test. We
It'll
do
be
this every now and
Cheers
then.
star Ted Danson.
Bingo.
You think? I think of him more from the roast of Whoopi Goldberg. You
I
know
feel
that,
like-
right?
I feel like America's Sweetheart Ted Danson is probably what it would be. But anyway.
You know about the roasts of Whoopi, right?
I don't want to know.
I
It's
don't.
probably super racist.
Oh yeah, and yeah, like full on intense blackface.
Oh shit. Okay. Well,
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm Googling this.
Jay, tell everybody where they can
Because he
find
dated
you.
Whoopi for
Oh,
a
wow.
stretch. Yeah. Okay.
Do we just like not talk about that anymore? I guess as a society.
Yeah, because Ted Danson is like a likable guy. I guess people have just sort of thrown it aside. I guess.
Okay.
I don't know.
Jay, where can they find you and all your work on the internet?
Letterboxd, Jay Ledbetter, anything I'm writing over at AwardsWatch. Continue to listen to this podcast. Great podcast. Twitter at Mr. J Ledbetter. Recommendation of the week. I've kind of been evangelizing 3-star thrillers.
Evangelize. I see what you did there.
Another like 3.5-star thriller I watched yesterday. I'm sure you've probably seen this one, Ryan. A Perfect Getaway. Timothy Oliphant.
Oh,
Steve
Steve Zahn, Mila
Zahn. Fun ass movie.
Djokovic.
Fun. Yeah, Mila Jovovich.
Who's the other one? Who's the fourth one?
Another person.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Keely
Sanchez.
All right.
Yeah, sure.
That sounds
She
like
auditioned for MTV's Wannabe a VJ
He
contest.
was
That
on
sound-
Lost.
Oh, she was on Lost. Who did she play on Lost?
I think she was she
Don't
Oh,
say it. Don't say a bad
was she, was
character.
she uh
she's Nikki and Paolo.
yeah, Nikki
Oh
and
shit,
She's
she's
Paolo?
Nikki and
Nikki and
Paolo.
Paolo.
She's
Yeah.
Nikki.
Man, the worst characters that like
She's
literally
Nikki.
got killed so quickly on a
Well, they
series.
had that whole like solo ep.
Yeah, and then they were
Yeah.
like dead the next week. It was
Yeah. But
so
A
funny.
Perfect Getaway, very fun thriller. I think a very fun twist.
Yeah.
And I love Zahn and Oliphant. Zahn is kind of like, if you ask me who's an actor you like more than everybody else, I'm like
Zahn.
Steve Zahn. I love Steve Zahn. It's my
Jay,
guy.
is the
He's
twist of that movie
lovely.
that they are not in Kansas anymore?
The twist in that movie is that it is not, in fact, a perfect getaway. It's
No?
imperfect to a certain extent.
Okay.
That
Wait,
is thrilling.
We can talk
Steve
about the spoiler offline. But
Steve Zahn was in this movie that was at Tribeca this year called She Dances that he, I believe, wrote and directed. And it's about him and his daughter, and it is so good, and you will cry during the whole thing. So
all right.
if you
If I
like
don't
Steve
I
Zahn,
mean, that sounds great.
if you don't cry, you can come for Matt.
It
okay.
was not directed by him, but it was co-written by him.
Okay,
Okay.
yes. And
Well,
his daughter, it plays his daughter.
Zahn and Ethan Hawke.
oh, so he's just nepo
Rosemary
baby.
DeWitt
All
in there
right.
as well.
That's just
Yes.
now
Wow.
he's just feeding into Hollywood's nepotism
That
problem.
sounds good.
You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Blue Sky, Letterboxd at Ryan McQuade 76. I think Matt's mad that I made that nepotism joke. You can
Director Rick Gomez.
you can find all my work at awardswatch.com. If you like podcasts, we have the main show that's released every Mondays, iTunes, Spotify, 5-star reviews. We greatly appreciate it. While you're over the website, please sign up for the newsletter. It's the best place to get all the news, reviews, interviews, award season stuff, podcasts sent to you all in one place. My recommendation of the week is a very small film.
Hmm.
It's a film that
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
some people might have seen. Well, it doesn't have shrinking, but it has sinking in it.
Oh,
I'm talking about Big Jim, and I'm talking about Titanic.
oh yeah, very small film.
Oh,
And here's why.
Really
I got-
going out on a limb.
I
with
got
this
I got
one.
to I got to say this. Now Jay knows that over
What
the
made
years
more money, A Perfect Getaway or Titanic?
I think
Let me do the math
domestic
on
or
it.
I think
international?
Titanic made more probably in an afternoon
Yeah, I made more in an
on
hour.
the fourth weekend than
Yeah.
than A Perfect Getaway made.
Actually,
in its
let
entire
me
run.
find that. When did Titanic make less money than all of A
The
Perfect
movie's
Getaway's gross?
probably. This
Well, A
feels like
Perfect Getaway made $22.9 million.
Jesus,
So
Right. So
Jay.
I'm trying to see when did Titanic not make
when
that
did it
much?
start? Okay, so
All right.
it's
You
first
keep
weekend.
talking.
No, I want to hear this in real
All right.
time.
Okay.
Since you
all
like
right,
to
I'm
interrupt when
I'm
I
on
talk.
Box Office Mojo. I do love it. It's one of my favorite things, actually.
It's one of your favorite things. It's like a pastime for him.
All right. I don't know how to navigate Box Office Mojo anymore.
It's really
wait,
anyway.
Chris Hemsworth is also in this?
Yeah, Chris
Did you say
Hemsworth,
that?
young Chris Hemsworth. Most of the time, they
And
like.
Dale Dickey.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So okay.
Good film.
So in Titanic, we all know the story and everything. Matt, did the cult go out and see this in the theaters?
I did not see this in the theaters, but I have seen it since. I think
Okay.
I watched this during the pandemic
Okay.
and was
We-
like, great movie. I can see why everyone loved it.
so over the years, I really didn't like this film for a lot of
All
reasons.
right, Ryan, shut up for a second.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right. So Titanic came out December 1997.
Spit it out,
Yeah.
Junior. Jesus.
December 19th, 1997 made 53 million domestic on its first weekend.
Mhm.
And then it took so the entirety of A Perfect Getaway was 22.9 million.
Mhm.
It took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 14 weeks
Before it stopped making
before
that.
it didn't make that much in a single weekend.
That's fucking crazy. We used to be a society, folks.
Yeah.
The monoculture.
Three and
Yeah.
a half months.
That's crazy.
It made more in a weekend than A Perfect
Matt-
Getaway did its entire
Matt,
run.
this is a great trivia question. If you ever know, if you ever ask it to people, what was the film that knocked off Titanic as the number one movie in America?
Oh, I feel like I've heard this before, but now I can't remember what it was.
Jay, do you remember?
I don't know it.
It is Lost in Space.
Lost in Space. We love it.
And it was like literally 4 months after that movie came out is when it finally knocked it off, which is nuts. Anyway, I've had like an up and down relationship with it. When we did a podcast series about James Cameron, I think we did that during the pandemic, Jay. Um, or
Titanic came out
a little bit afterward.
December 97. It was knocked out of the top 10 at the box office in late June.
Late June. Jesus Christ. Okay. So when Jay and I reviewed that film, I came around and understand that even though I still have fundamental flaws with some of the dialogue in the screenplay, it's such a spectacle. He built the fucking boat. It's incredible. So my cousin's been in town and we watched Titanic. And this is such a big movie for our generation. It really is. Like growing up, going to the theater, even if, the VHS itself, the dual tapes, everything about it. And it's such a generational film. It's one of the highest grossing films of all time. Everybody's seen Titanic. And she wanted to show it to her girls who are 7 and 10. And they were like, would you watch it with us? And I said, yes, I would. And I got to tell you, this movie still holds the attention of the newest generation. These girls were locked in the minute it started, but in particular, obviously, they were locked in when Leonardo DiCaprio walked on screen. To which I then
He's
sat
a
there.
handsome little floppy-haired boy.
I sat there and I went, one, you can have your Chalamets. There'll never be a movie star like Leo. Like, I will follow that man to any movie. I don't care what he fucking makes. He's a movie star through and through. And you can tell from that to then Catch Me If You Can and, all the stuff he's made with Scorsese and everything in between. Just something about when you see him in that movie, you're like, fuck, this is a movie star being made right in front of us. He's a really good actor, and it seems effortless, but he's so good in it. The other thing is just like, I think I've come around on the Chris Ryan Ringer take, which is Big Jim's got to stop making the Avatar movies, and he's got to start making more movies like this again, because
I got bad news for you, my friend.
It's not going to happen. I know that, but like, my God, is this thing just so impeccably made, and he's putting all of his chips in the middle of the table, and it totally worked. And yeah, and just it gave me a little hope, because I was like, man, if these girls can sit here for 3.5 hours and watch this damn thing in 2 settings, because we split it like the VHS tape did.
Oh, well, yes.
Then you know what? I think we're going to be okay, because if they can sit through that, they can sit through anything. And I'm hoping, and it's just kind of crazy to watch. It's like, we watch classic films in like very like formative films, very important films in the lexicon. And I know that this is weird, but
like the films of Yasujirō Ozu.
Exactly. But I don't know if we talk enough about how kind of wildly important Titanic is for not just our generation, but like it's going to be passed down like The Godfather or Singing in the Rain, or it's Star Wars.
I've called James Cameron an absolute genius, which you pushed back on for a long time.
I did.
I don't mean that as far as
he goes out and makes these comments.
He is a genius as far as whatever he makes.
Yeah.
Makes so much money.
People, and he
has his finger on the pulse.
Yeah.
More than anyone in the history of film has ever had. It's crazy. Anyone in the history of film has ever had. Anyone.
Well, what about Mel Gibson? He's making multiple Passion of the Christ.
That's true.
I think Lucas is probably there as well, Jay. Like,
but he hates directing, and he made one movie.
Spielberg, maybe?
Not for the entirety of his career.
Well, Cameron didn't have it for the entirety of his career.
He missed with like The Abyss. That was the one that he missed with. Everything else has been a smash hit.
Yeah,
True Lies is so good.
But he also makes like one. He also made like one film for like 30 years. It felt like, you know what I mean? Like,
not Cameron. You're thinking of Lucas.
No, I'm talking about. Well, I mean, like it took him forever from Titanic to Avatar.
Yeah, he did 12 years. I mean, it was a minute, but
True Lies wasn't like a giant. He made
the highest grossing film of all time.
Yeah. And then he made it again. And then he made it again. Yeah. And this new Avatar movie is going to make a crap ton of money. So
it is actually unimaginable that the Avengers Endgame is not the highest grossing movie of all time.
Yeah.
That's insane that he beat it with a movie about
Oh no,
blue
no.
aliens.
Well, to be fair, Jay, he re-released. He kind of cheated. He
Still valid.
re-released Avatar so
I
that he
like
could get the top
Avatar.
spar
I like
again.
Avatar less than Avengers Endgame, and
I
I'm
understand.
still glad Avatar has the crown.
I wish it
And
was what.
Avatar's probably going to make more money this year because I imagine that they're going to re-release both of the first two ones.
Probably.
Yeah,
Way of Water rocks.
yeah, that movie does rule. Matt, were you at the press screening in New York for that?
For Way of Water?
Yeah, did I see that with you? Were you in the same room as me?
Maybe. I also got invited to the press screening of the trailer for Way of Water, which was
That
a
was an
very
event.
odd event where we all just sat there and watched the trailer 3 times in a
Yep.
row with
Hell
3D
yeah.
glasses on. And it was like,
The
it
And then
ended,
they
and we were like, okay, well, that was nice. And then
and
it's
then
like,
they were
okay,
like, "All right, we're gonna put on Fantastic Four," and I'm like, "Actually, can you put on that movie that you were just showing? Because I actually would rather watch that right now."
the craziest flex of any press screening I've ever been to was Avatar: The Way of Water. I guess James Cameron had his people do the research and just be like, "What's the best theater in town?" And I've never been to another press screening at this theater for my entire critical life. But they were like, this Dolby at this particular theater is the best theater in Atlanta. It's
That's
like
where they have to see
30
it.
minutes north of town. It's so far out of the way, but this is where they have to go if they want to see Avatar: The Way of Water. And we did, and it was awesome.
I I saw I saw the film in IMAX downtown New York, like on at 11 a.m. So I don't know if we saw it at the same time, Matt.
at what IMAX?
What is it like the what do you call it? It's not it wasn't the Lincoln Square one, but it was
Oh,
the
Statue of
other one.
Liberty.
It was the other AMC, like the Times Square, I guess.
Statue of Liberty.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And where they do a lot of the press screens there too.
Yeah.
And I was not a big fan of the first one, and I just remember
We're
watching
the same. Yeah.
that second one in 3D, and I was like,
God, I want to watch that movie right now.
this movie fucking rules, and it's silly and stupid, but I love it. Like it was like kind
It
of
really
all
does.
the
It does what movies can do.
yeah.
It understands what movies can do that nothing else can do. And it is silly and not all of it makes sense, but holy moly, does that guy just understand action geography?
He's
I
you know.
actually,
Oh, I'm sorry, Matt. Go.
I was gonna say I have a funny story sort of about the first Avatar.
Yeah, say it
My
real quick.
life is just full of these kinds of things. Okay, so
Was
we
this
my
pre-cult or post-cult?
no, this is in the middle of cult. This is in the middle of the
Oh,
cult.
mid
My
cult.
Mid cult.
yes,
Okay.
All
yes.
right.
Because what year did Avatar come out?
2009.
2009? Yeah. So I was in high school,
9.
and the cult was like Avatar is evil and anti-Christian. It's witchcraft. Like so we
Valid
went.
points.
So
Those blue
so
aliens.
so we as the church youth group
Those tails.
went to see the movie in order to sort of like watch it and then discuss it afterwards and talk about how like bad and evil it was.
Demonic it was.
Right, yeah. So that was the viewpoint that I went in with it. But we got popcorn, and my like enemy in the youth group put his winter snow boot in my popcorn bucket while he was trying to go to the bathroom. And I just spent the entire movie like fuming, livid that all of my popcorn was gone, and now I had to watch this movie so that I could say why it wasn't like why Jesus hated it. It was not a fun experience. But then I watched
Man,
it again later.
he was
so I
sort of
could
your
get it.
Stephen Lang in that screening.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Just wreaking havoc.
for sure.
misery.
Man, I would have punched that kid in the fucking throat if he messed
Well,
up
no, you
my popcorn.
can't because you're a Christian. You can't be punching people.
Bible man.
Well, that's true.
Very
I
rarely
don't get.
resorted
This
to
is why I don't
violence.
have to do that stuff. I would have punched
Bible
that
man
fucking
very
kid in the
rarely
throat.
resorted
You
to
know what?
violence.
I'm going in a time machine, and that's actually where I'm going. I'm going back to punch that kid in the throat for you, Matt.
Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
You know what? That's what
VeggieTales.
friends are for.
VeggieTales had some good stuff.
You're not still on this, are you?
VeggieTales had some decent stuff.
Well, the VeggieTales, they had the Jonah. There was a Jonah movie that
Oh
got
yeah, there was a
released in
theatrically
theaters.
released
Yes.
VeggieTales film.
I'm trying
the-
to get. I gotta get us out of here. Like,
Okay.
this is tangent. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you all for listening. We will be back next week. We will be talking about floating weeds. Until then, we will see you all next time.